On this week's Keeping It Real, Cam reacts to a text from a friend about the hopelessness she feels today as a result of the new presidential administration. There are two sides to this, Cam says, and the healing must begin within, but it won't be easy.
There are those of you listening right now, filled with anxiety and rage. You can't believe our nation is full of people who care so little for truth, honesty, and compassion. You can't believe that you know people, lots of people, who are willing to abandon truth, honesty, and compassion to win. This is not how you were taught to live as a child. These are not the lessons of Aesop's fables. There's nothing in the New Testament that says this is okay. However, there are others of you out there equally mystified. How can you not want this, you're asking? How can you not see that our future, both each of us individually and as a nation, will be better? We're returning to dominance. We're getting rid of the cheaters and the thieves who have slipped in and are stealing opportunity from you and me. We're making them pay. We're righting wrongs. This is what this nation is about. This is who we are. We've strayed, and we're now, finally, returning to who we should be. How can you not see this? No argument from either of you will win. No data will convince either of you of anything. No clever wording, no quoting the Constitution, no biblical chapter or verse. Deadlocked. Both sides deadlocked. Anxiety and rage. Both sides. Dr. Carl Rogers was an American psychologist who in 1982 was listed as the most influential psychotherapist in history. Of his many accomplishments, there is one practice of his that I'm using, that I'm trying to use in my interactions with others. It's called unconditional positive regard. It's a framework for listening and helping even with those whose opinions are diametrically opposite our own. It's a learned discipline, and it's not easy. Unconditional positive regard assumes that this person in front of each of us has worth. This person in front of us can grow. They can change. They're eager to learn. They're curious. They are a person of value. Unconditional positive regard. You can see how this powerful outlook can benefit a therapist in their interactions with patients. You can see how someone hoping to pull the best out of another person who still has hope for the other person could, and perhaps should, engage them with a mindset of unconditional positive regard. It's hard, though. It's very hard, especially when what some of you have seen of others brings this quote to mind. When you worship power, compassion, and mercy will look like sins. To many of you, that's what it looks like out there today. It's obvious to say, but compassion is not a sin. Mercy is not a sin. None of us should ever hold back on either. And perhaps for all of you listening right now, filled with anxiety and rage, holding each other in unconditional positive regard, might be step one in healing ourselves. I'm Cam Marston, just trying to keep it real.
To hear more commentaries, search for Keeping It Real with Cam Marston on your favorite podcast app or follow Cam Marston on social media.